How are you? Today we want to protect our Excel sheet using a password and a username. With me here, I have my Excel sheet open, and this Excel sheet is what we made last time. Today we want to look at how we can protect our sheet using username and a password. And without wasting much time, when you have the Excel workbook open like this, click on Developer tab. If you don't have a Developer tab, you can come to this empty space here, right click it, and then you say Customize the ribbon. And you check on this Developer tab, tick here, then say OK. It will just made available for you here. So you click on this Developer, and then you want to go to Visual Basic. Click on Visual Basic, and you'll be taken to the Visual Basic window, whereby you are supposed to come up with the login sheet, and we are going to insert a user form. Then here you just draw a frame. Click on the frame using this textbook tool. Just click and create a very nice frame. Just adjust it. You need a frame. Then you click on the labels. Let's have labels. One for username. We have another label here, which is for password. Then we will require also a text box for inputting the username. We will also require another text box for inputting the password. We also require a command button for controlling the behavior of our user form. So you click on this command and draw it here. Say command button to be short a bit, or something like that. So for this label 1, if you click on this label 2, we are going to input the username here, input the password here. Let's start with the frame. Click on the frame. The properties of the frame is here, and this frame, let us change the name to frame. Let's delete one here, and the caption that will appear up here, let us make it to be instead of frame 1, let us call it log in details. Let's call it as a log in details. So you click outside here, and then we have that one captured here. Let's look at the color of our frame. You click here and select on the color palette. Let's use it a blue, and I like blue. Then you come here on the styles, and you select one. Then you have a very nice frame here, a blue frame with login details. And we want also to work on the first label, that is label 1 here. Let us call it, let us give the name as username. Then give the name as username, and the caption here, we are going to take the caption as username. So you can see the label has changed. You want to change also the text size and the font, so you come to this font, click here, and then we are going to select Times Roman, new Times Roman. Let's use bold, and let's choose 14 for that one. You click OK. Maybe we can just make it a bit bigger. Let us make it a bit bigger like that. And that is our username. Then for the second label, let's call it as password. And then the caption again, we are going to call it password. We have the password there. Then we change the font. Let's change the font to Times Roman, bold, and 14. This is the password. And then we can just manipulate a bit. It has to be the same as the other one. That is for the password. And then maybe we align this text box here. We can align this text box. Just bring it down also like that. Bring this other one down also like that. Select the two, right click, then you go to align, and then you say send. That one is aligned. So let's look at the command, our command button, and we are going to call it because of command, we are going to call it cmd login, and we also capture the caption as log in, and this login again, we want to check on the font. Let's use Times Roman, and then we are choosing regular, with 14, something like that. Then make it bigger, and make it a bit bigger like that. That is our login button. Maybe we can change the color. Check the color to, let's choose maybe pink, something like that. Yes, so we have a nice one. Now let's make our frame a bit reduce it to make it smart, so that we can have a uniform frame. Now let's also look at this first text box where we are going to input the username. I'm going to rename it as txt user, and then txt user. Then for this other one where we are going to input the password, let me rename it as txt, that is text password. And then we're good to go. We have our user form, which is ready. Let us change this name from user form 1. So you click here, and we can call it as just user form. Let's name it in small letters, user form. And then the caption here, let's call it as user form, user space form. Yes, so you can see it has changed here to user form, and that is the login details. Now we are good to go. We can now look at this workbook. Let us start with the workbook here. Double click it, then you will be taken to this where you are supposed to input the code of the behavior of our work. When we click that Excel sheet to open, how should our Excel sheet behave? So you come here and you select that workbook, then you come here again and you make it active by selecting the option for activate. Then you can delete this. So this being an Excel application, we can start by coding it. I'll tap it like that, and I say application feasible to false. So that one means that when I open this Excel sheet, feasibility will be false, that means it is not going to open the Excel sheet. So we want to hide that particular Excel sheet. But instead, we want to show the user form where we are supposed to input the username and the password. So our next code will be that the user form, therefore, user form will show. So show. So that is what is going to happen when you click that Excel sheet. Instead of it opening, it will open the user form. You are good to go for that one. We can save it, and let me just save it as Excel. Let me call it protected Excel sheet. Let us save it on the desktop, and let us save our workbook as Excel macro enabled workbook, and we save it. Now, after saving it, let us double click now our user form. We are here, and you double click the login. This is the login command button, so that we can code it. So that when we input the username and the password, then what do we expect to happen? So double click here, then you are good to go. So here, what do we want? We can say if txt user dot text equal to, then we put our text here. Let's add a username. Assume your name is Misoy or Josephat. Then you can say username, let's say equal to Josephat, equal to Josephat. Be very careful on how you are making it so that you don't make a mistake. Josephat, equal to Josephat, and txt password text to, maybe you can choose a password of your own, maybe 4 zeros or something like that. So you can just open your speech marks like that. You input the 4 zeros, and then you close it like that. So if you input the username as Josephat and the password as 4 zeros, then what do we expect to happen? The message that we should get is that if it is correct password, then the message should be log in successful, login successful. And if login is successful, what should happen? Remember, from the beginning we had hidden our workbook. So if login is successful, then we should reveal it. So you can say application dot visible should be equal to true, so that our workbook now is going to open. And if the workbook opens, what should happen to our user form? Then the user form should be unloaded. So you say load me. Now that is when login is successful. What about in the event that somebody inputs a wrong username or password? So we can say else the message that person should get is that in case of wrong credentials, should be, maybe you can say that wrong or invalid. Let's use the word invalid log in details. Then you put a comma and say, please try again. Please try again. Please try again. Now, that is in the event that somebody uses the wrong password or username, or both. Now, if you are telling that person to try again, then the message, the text box where you are supposed to input the username and the password should also be empty for the second trial. So we can say txt user should be equal to empty. So you put those switch marks like that. And then again, txt password should be equal to empty. And what should happen next is that we should end it. So end if. I think we can now test it if it is working. So you can click on run, you can debug it. You can see we are prompted by this. Let's try to input the username we used. So it is Josephat. That is the username. The password was 4 zeros. Let's try by inputting 5 and see what will happen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the wrong password. So let's see. You can see we are prompted invalid login details. Please try again. If you click OK, then it is empty so that you can fill it again. Josephat. And then we input 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then when you click login, then you are told login successful. And you can see now that is what we have done. Now, having tried that one again, we can save it. And we close now. After saving it, we close it. And we close that one. Then we check on where we saved our sheet. It is here. So let us open it, double click it. It is opening. Now for the first time, we have to enable this content, that is the macros, and you see you will automatically be taken to input a password. So if you put Josephat, then 4 zeros, then you log in. Then you are told login successful. You click it OK. Then the work is going to open. You can continue like that. Let's close it and try again. Let's close it and try again. Double click it, and you'll see this time round it will automatically go to login details. You can see. So you put the name Josephat, and then 4 zeros. Then you input, and the login is successful. So thank you very much for watching this tutorial. That is how you can protect your Excel sheet using Excel Visual Basics. And subscribe to Blue Drops 254 channel in YouTube to get more tutorials. Big up.